Hey, thanks so much for downloading the episode on the show today. Paula and I talk about a little back to school prep. Also, it's time for a segment on our vaginas and your H-Uglee and Awkward Moments, Vagina edition as well. Thanks so much. ShopLipandClip.com. Enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you, from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie?
If something can rot, you shouldn't put it in your vagina.
Paula?
My whole labia looked like a orange slice.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the ugly truth.
Welcome to The Ugly Truth. It is episode 297. Ugh! What are we?
What?
What are we?
sister. We are Sisters Who Podcast.
We're
Yes,
Sisters Who
we are.
Podcast. Yes, that's what we are. So a couple of weeks ago, we had the opportunity, Daryl and I, to go see Willie Nelson.
I remember, but you weren't sure because it was far and it was like 105 degrees that day.
It was 105 degrees in Murphy's, California, and we had just come back from a 2-week whirlwind of travel, and I was tired, and I was really tired. And so the day came, and as you know, world, California is on fire.
That's when all the fires started, I think.
All the fires, and today there's even more fires breaking out. It's horrible outside. The air is bad, but obviously it's bad for us air-wise, but we're very fortunate that so far we're not in an area where there's an actual fire, but we are surrounded by them right now currently, and I'm hoping we get a grip on them for the safety of others. Obviously, I want it over. So there's a fire over near Yosemite. It hugs along where this show was going to be. Mm-hmm. And so it was Saturday morning, and Daryl goes, where are you at on this Willie Nelson show? And I said, I don't know. He goes, are you a no? And I said, I'm leaning towards no. I go, what are you? And he's like, 50-50. I said, well, that's a lot. And so a couple hours pass, and he goes, well, what are you now? And I said...
It's like taking a temperature.
Yeah. And I looked at him and I said, fine, if you're going to push me on that, all right, fine. I'm at 10% yes. And he goes, okay, so that's a no. And I go, it's a no. He's like, okay, so we're not going. We're not going. We didn't go, and I have no regrets. The only thing is, of course, luck will be that we don't go and Willie Nelson will die and we'll never ever see Willie Nelson in concert. But I was reading some of the reviews about his recent shows, and he's still really sharp. His musicianship is amazing, but he's at the point now, just like Eddie Money, where his children are there. His sons, I don't know if he has a daughter, but he has a lot of support on stage to push through the songs that everybody wants to hear. And now it's Willie Nelson and friends. And so like Alison Krauss was there, and there was I assume there were some other acts, smaller acts that were there. But according to some of the reviews I was reading is that, yeah, it's a really great show, except that Willie plays maybe an hour. And then everybody else plays everything else.
Well, didn't you say he was like 85 or something?
He's 85, and this past 12 months or so, he's canceled several gigs because he's not feeling it or feeling up to it, and he's been ill or whatever. I'm like, he's 85. Jesus. I don't blame him. So on one hand, I'm glad we didn't go because I was just too tired, and I didn't want to deal with the heat and the smoke and all the pot and all that stuff, which I don't mind any of that. But when you're hot and stuff, oh God, it just sounds miserable to me. Adding to the element that we'd be lucky to get an hour of a 4-hour event, it just didn't appeal to me.
God, it never appealed to me.
I know. Well, you don't. Yeah.
I'm not into that.
No. And so I'm good with it. And I don't think I will feel badly that I didn't see him in my life. It's okay. I didn't see David Bowie either, and I'm living my best life anyway. So it'll be all right. It'll be fine. But I would have loved to have seen him, but I just, I didn't want to do it. And then, of course, I was like, he's going to play at the Grand Sierra Resort tomorrow. And I said, I don't want to go. Just stop it with the Willie. I've had enough. I'd had enough adventure for 1 month.
Yeah, really.
Moving on. So school is coming this week. So my last kid in school is going to be a senior, and it is already starting. It is already starting. Her calendar is full from now until she graduates in June. Every day there's some other commitment. It's going to go by so fast. It's already, I can't believe it. You know, I can't believe how quickly everything's going. And I'm really kind of bummed because this is the first year where the school district finally got their shit together and said, everything's online.
Oh.
I used to spend hours filling out those goddamn emergency cards. And now I can just log in, go online, and click, yep, everything's the same, submit, done. Why didn't that happen forever ago?
I know. Through all the 4 kids, finally the last one has it.
Ugh. You know, and then there was always like, Mom, you forgot to fill out the back. Here it is. You got to fill it out. If you don't, I don't get my candy. I'm like, oh.
Jeez.
You know, because they give you incentives for, you know, getting them turned in on time.
I won't get my Weevil.
I won't get the check next to my name, Mom. I'll be the only one. So much pressure to perform.
I'd get a red pen and just put a check on his name, but it didn't come from my teacher.
It's like, I have no care. Tell your teacher to call me. No. But yeah, so now it's all online, and now that she's, you know, practically an adult, she doesn't need me anymore. So she just goes to the school and takes care of business, and it's all said and done. And it's like, why couldn't it have been this seamless and this painless all these years? So it's like, I'm grateful to those behind us, the generations of children and those parents who will not have to endure the hell that we parents had to endure all those years. You're welcome. We have paved the roads for you. But God, and it's always like that too. It's always like the final year where they go, yeah, we finally got it all together. Isn't that great?
You're like, yeah, so I can use it for the next, 8 months.
Yeah, so thanks for the 6 months of ease. But yeah, so for the rest of you, enjoy. But I mean, we're already scheduling SATs. We're talking about college. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Just like that. It's coming so quickly. We have a tradition that Daryl and I have been doing since the very first one went through school to kindergarten. The first day of school, we go out for breakfast. Because it's kind of the conclusion of the summer. You know, they're no longer home destroying things, and we have one quiet breakfast by ourselves, and we just cheer each other to another school year. So this year is the last first day of school breakfast ever.
Oh.
Ever. It's crazy.
Is Daryl going to make it special?
Probably. Probably. Because he can't help himself. You know what, though? Honestly, Paula, if there weren't people like him in the world and it was only people like me and you, I mean, it would be a pretty bland, boring place, right? I mean, Disneyland wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for people like Daryl. So, I mean, I'm happy. I'm good with
that's
it.
True. No, that's true.
Yeah. There'd be no stuffed animals. There'd be no nothing. You know, Pinterest wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for guys like Daryl and women like those PTA moms that make everything beautiful. You know, it would be a bunch of black t-shirts and sunglasses and, you know, a lot of bad attitude. It would not be the same. So it's good. It's good. I'm appreciative of those people because they make the world nicer and we just make it more real. So it's
true.
It's a good mix.
We're the yin to the yang.
Exactly. So what about you? Let's see. So your son's going into middle school, so there's a lot of going on for him, right?
Yes. Well, so I have to first tell you.
What?
He quit football.
No! Why?
He did. He said it was too hard and he didn't want to do it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it, but I mean, at least he didn't get into a team and then quit.
No, he quit before the tryouts.
Okay, well,
So.
you know what? That's fair. I mean, I hope he tries something else.
Yeah, no, we're gonna see how he does in other sports when school starts. I'm hopeful he'll do basketball, so we'll see about that.
I think he'll be good at basketball and or wrestling. But the thing is he's a lot like Tyler. Tyler did not like contact sports. He really didn't. He loved baseball. until parents turned into assholes, and then we all hated baseball.
Yeah.
He loved swimming because swimming was you're competing against yourself all the time. And he did like water polo when he got older because young men need a physical outlet, and it feels good to be violent sometimes in a corralled environment when your coach is actually saying, no, these are the appropriate ways to be physical. It feels really good. And he was in the best shape of his life. And the idea of football was repellent to him as well. So, and swimming is fun. I mean, for him, it was. But he was never a fan of the contact sports either. He just wasn't. But when it's controlled, it's better.
Right.
And polo for him was hopefully what basketball will be for Ryan. There is some contact. It is physical.
Sure.
But it's not football. Football is a completely different animal.
Yeah, he just really didn't like it. I don't think he thought it didn't turn out to be what he thought it was going to be.
Well, then I'm glad that he tried. I mean, at least he tried it, right? At least he tried it, and it does take a special kind of person to do any kind of sport, and he'll find his niche. I'm fully confident of that.
I just hope I can get some of my $250 back.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Probably not.
So, oh, well. But anyways,
Yes.
So yeah, he's coming up on his 7th grade.
Yes.
Which I can't hardly believe.
I know.
What we had him sign up for is, it's called Jumpstart. So the week before school starts, he'll get to go to the school for 3 days. He goes to it like it's a regular school.
Yeah.
And or regular class, and they show them all sorts of things, like where you get your lunch and where you buy your PE clothes and the different wings of the school, what they represent. Like, this is the science building, this is the...
So it's kind of like a dry run so they don't get lost wandering around aimlessly.
And they feel really comfortable with the school, so that way on the first day, they're not like the little lost, 7th graders that, are going to get stuffed in a trash can.
Yes.
So we have to go buy school supplies because they have the weirdest wish list for students. They want like highlighters and whiteboard erasers and tabs, like those.
Oh yes, all of it.
Binders. It's a big list.
It's a big list, and every single thing is necessary.
Well, there's no
options.
Requires something.
Yeah, there's no options, and it's like that for the rest of his life. By the way, there will always be tabs. There will always be highlighters. There will always be folders for every freaking thing.
Yeah,
never ends. In fact, I'm surprised he hasn't needed a flash drive. Because usually there's a lot of teachers, at least in high school, where you submit all your stuff either via email, because your teachers have a website, and you submit, like Malia took a lot of quizzes and submitted homework online at home.
Oh.
And then flash drives, you usually turn in your final projects on flash drives.
That's cool.
Well, it's nice because it saves on paper and stuff. Plus, if for some strange reason they're absent or they had to leave or whatever, they still have the responsibility of turning in their homework because they can. Because there's no excuse not to.
That's true. Yeah.
And a lot of teachers don't want handwritten paper anymore. They want computer printer, so you can email it.
How are kids going to learn to write? Like, just in general?
Elementary school?
I guess, but even then they use like these little Chromebooks, where they type things. I mean, I asked Ryan to sign a piece of paper. He's like, how do I do that? He's like, do I just write my name? I'm just like,
does he not know how to do cursive?
No, they don't really require it anymore.
That's so weird. A friend of mine posted something the other day. She goes, if we started using cursive and manual stick shifts again, we could cripple a generation.
It's true.
And I was like, I miss both of those things.
It'd be like a crypto language. They'd be like, we started writing in cursive.
They'd start poking it with a stick. What is this? Yeah, I can't believe they don't do cursive. That sucks. I loved cursive writing. It's like my favorite thing.
So I started to think, I'm like, how's he going to develop a signature if he doesn't even know how to do cursive?
You're going to have to teach him.
Ridiculous.
Time for the parents to parent. Yeah,
Well, I don't mind doing that, but it just blew my mind. I'm just like, he doesn't even know how to sign his name.
What, are we just going to walk around with a generation of big X's on all the contracts?
That's what I'm saying. Have we come to,
have we regressed?
Back in the cowboy days that couldn't read and they all just put X's on their names?
In charcoal and then spit? I mean, is that how we're going to do it now? God,
Gross.
So weird. That is kind of weird. Nobody thought that through, apparently.
Guess
so
not.
strange.
So they all start, I don't know when Malia's starts. Ours start on the 16th.
Yeah, that's when she starts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they'll start on the 16th, and he's super excited about the first dance, whenever that is.
Oh, God. Hormones.
I know.
Is he still getting up at 7 a.m. drinking his glass of water and working out with weights?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he woke up at 11:30 today. So.
Well, he's growing, so...
But he did use the punching bag last night.
Well,
so.
good for him. See, need a little physical outlet. So, okay, so speaking of children, they come out of our bodies.
Yes, they do.
And look, we have vaginas. And every once in a while we talk about what people are trying to do to them in this world, because God forbid we just leave them alone and, let them be. They punish us already with children and, changing and pubic hair that apparently has to be manicured, as you have learned. Mm-hmm. I don't really mind manicuring mine. I don't do it for anybody. I do it for myself. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, but I know that you did it because you were upping the ante sexually. But in general, it's nice once you've got it trim and looking good. You don't want to really change. You like it after. Sure. Although apparently,
I can't stand the itching though.
Full bush is coming back.
Shut up.
I guess full bush is a thing now. Everything is cyclical.
Now you tell me.
Please, Paula. In a million years, I haven't had a full bush since I was 15.
I was the leader of the pack.
I know. I know.
Now I've regressed.
I started trimming the pubic region, I think I was 17. And I did it and I was just like, why is there so much hair? It was odd because I'm not a hairy human. So the fact that there was a puff there, I was just like, I don't want this. I think I do recall when I was pregnant, maybe I let it go.
Well, you can't see.
Yeah, towards the end of the months of pregnancy, I think I stopped concerning myself with it because, at that point, you just don't even care about anything anymore.
Well, I just couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I couldn't see. But now it's just kind of part of the maintenance. But I'm with you. If I get a little too aggressive with the manicuring and then the subsequent itching, oh my God, it's pure hell.
I just walk around scratching my crotch all the time.
Well, why not?
It's
Guys
true.
do it all the time.
I'll at least go in the kitchen and hide behind the cupboards.
I'll be right back.
What are you doing? I'm getting a drink.
So anyway, speaking of things like that, apparently there's vagina cosmetics, which I wasn't aware of. And there's also, because women are told constantly that our vaginas are dirty, because men at some point told them that, and of course older women, everything's dirty. Sex is dirty, vaginas are dirty, which is why there was this, the whole, back in the 70s, the douche lines and all the wipes and the sprays and all that stuff, because
there's still a whole section for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So apparently some women are peeling cucumbers and putting them in their hooches.
Peeling cucumbers?
They're taking a cucumber, they're peeling it, and then they put them in their vagina and twist them around for up to 20 minutes. I'm like, they're not cleaning their vaginas. That's masturbating. What?
A whole cucumber?
Yes, they're peeling. I don't know if they put the whole cucumber in there, but they apparently, they're doing it. Now, they're saying it refreshes or cleanses or flushes or something. A gynecologist said, don't do that. If you have a vagina, definitely do not do that.
How about just soap?
How about you just get a dildo? I don't, and I read something that said, if something can rot you shouldn't put it in your vagina.
Oh, that's gross.
I mean, for real. Why would you put... I mean, it's always a joke. Like, whenever we go to the store and I'm feeling like Daryl's just being far too normal and kind and decent, I'll pick up a cucumber and go, hey, is this the cucumber size that you were looking for, honey? Is this the
Is this big enough?
Is this big enough? Is this curve all right for you? I've done that more than once.
What does he walk away from you?
He just looks at me because he's far away, usually because I'm yelling it. And he just looks at me like, why do you do this? Like, what did I do to deserve this? And there's always an elderly woman. Always. Just like the movie.
God.
Always going, crazy girl. But anyway, so yeah, don't peel a cucumber. Don't put it in your vagina. If you want to masturbate with something that's like a penis, please just buy a dildo on Amazon. They're everywhere, literally everywhere. You can buy them anywhere. Oh, speaking of, I saw a dude who it was a picture. A guy was fishing. He fished up a backpack and inside were like 5 black dildos of various sizes and shapes.
Good God.
I know. It made me laugh. I was like, okay, that's a weird thing to throw away.
Yeah, why would you throw that in the river or whatever?
I don't know. It looked like a place that you and I would never venture to, by the way. It was pretty gross. Okay, here's another one. So this company is called V Magic, like V for vagina magic. Mm-hmm. And their logo or their sign that they say, it says, because your other lips get chapped too. They have feminine lipstick. It fits in your pocket and can be applied quickly on the spot.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, if your lips get dry, you can get this chapstick for your vagina lips and put it on like you would chapstick. And I looked up the site. It's legitimate. It's obviously European because the FDA would never approve anything like that here. But it looks like a chapstick, and they even have a little picture of it sitting in a denim jacket, like in a pocket, because it's pocket size. And you can just whip it out and rub it on your lips of your vagina when you have chapped vagina lips. I'm sorry, but if you have chapped vagina lips, you need to go to the doctor because you have a yeast infection.
Or something. Yeah, I'm just like, I can't recall a time I've been chapped. Maybe chafed, but
chafed is different.
Chapped.
Chafed is due to vigorous activity. And
I'm assuming you have to be manicured to use this, otherwise you'd just be like wiping it all in your hair.
And then you have, tangled pubic hair, and it's awful and gross. So no, none of that. It says it's convenient to use on your labia, and your entire vulvar skin is needed or desired throughout the day.
Wait, your labia, what?
Who sits around all day going, you know what? My lips are feeling a bit dry.
One for you and one for you.
Me. Yes. So dumb. So
why would you put it? Whose labia gets dry?
Paula, I have no idea. I don't know. I excessive soap cleansing? I don't know.
Menopause? I don't know.
No, I don't think menopause causes chapped lips, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Bike riding? I don't know. I just...
Oh, yeah. No, because then it would just
riding?
It gave no indication. All it said, normal people go, don't do this.
Oh,
don't
okay.
put it on you. God. And here's another one. This is from Very V. I think that's the name of the company. It is a highlighter for your vagina.
To show your boyfriend where it is.
Prevent dark spots, renew and improve your skin, look glowy and fresh down there. Seriously, when we get wind of the Very V Luminizer, a highlighter for your vulva. Oh, we were not impressed. The review. We were not impressed. Add a soft glow to the vagina and all over. Use this as a part of your daily routine or perfect for when you want a special glow. What? And I was looking, they also have an exfoliant for your vagina. An exfoliant.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't put anything okay, first of all, I've exfoliated my face. I have this really nice exfoliant that I use for my face, and it's got like sand in it. I can't imagine putting that on my hooch.
No, that's
hurt.
like problematic when you go to the beach.
Yeah, you want to get it out of your vagina. You don't want to put it in your vagina. It's like the worst thing ever. I don't understand what is the obsession really? The whole point of all of these is, what is the obsession with trying to alter the vag? It is self-contained. It is the perfect thing. It doesn't need anything ever. I don't understand. You don't have to highlight. Were you the one that showed me that women can shove glitter pills up their vag so that when they have an orgasm, it comes out glitter?
No, I told you about the glitter pills you swallow and your poop is glittery.
Oh God, no! There are glitter pills that apparently can put up your vagina, and when you have an orgasm, or I assume when the man comes inside of you, all the goop comes out in glitter.
Why?
I don't know, because it sounds like something a clown would do, but.
So the guy can see, how
God.
much distance he got when he pulled out and shot past your ear or something?
I don't know, but it makes, to me, it is enough to deal with that shit when it happens.
Sure.
There's no easy way to deal with it, especially if you don't use condoms, of course. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine pulling out of a girl wearing a condom and having it covered in like red glitter?
Oh God, that would look like medical.
It would be a little concerning. Plus, don't you think glitter would cut the inside of your vaginal walls? Like, I don't see how that is at all. There's no way for glitter not to have an edge. So I don't really understand the point of it. There's no point to it. You can't improve on something that's perfect, is kind of my point.
Yeah, really.
Really. What's with the circus? Because honestly, there's nothing wrong with a vagina. You don't need to add, you don't need to do anything to it. It's perfectly packaged. Honestly. I've never, when we talk about these vagina episodes, the bottom line always ends up being, vaginas are great. They don't need any assistance. You don't need to dress them up. You don't need to do anything to them. They're perfect.
They work just the way they were designed.
Yes, they have everything they need. Okay, then finally, this is the final one. And then we'll go to our H-Ugly and Awkward Moments of the week. Where did it go? Dang it. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I know what I was going to do. It's here. So apparently, there is a beer called Vagina beer.
Oh, gross.
Well, you know it was a guy, right?
Of course. The guy didn't invent that.
It's called Order Yoni. Yoni. It's called OrderYoni.com. Bottled Instinct.
Is that supposed to mean something to me? Order Yoni?
Well, Yoni, Yoni massage. You and I have talked about the Yoni massage.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's another word for vagina. So it's a beer out of Poland. Woman of your dreams, object of desire, her charm, her sensuality, her passion. Try how she tastes. Feel her smell, hear her voice. Now, imagine her giving you a passionate massage and gently whispering anything you'd like to hear. Now, free your fantasies and imagine all of that can be closed in a bottle of beer.
That's a lie.
All of it is a lie. I feel like he's trying to sell us a hooker. Come on. The first beer with vaginal lactic acid in the world.
Ugh.
Oh, God. It's got a pair of red panties hanging over it. That's disgusting. Why would you? So apparently, and there's two models, of course, and they look exactly what you would expect. Mm-hmm. They're perfect. Because, they were the ones that absolutely gave their essence to this beer.
Yeah, right.
I'd like to know okay, first of all, if there was a woman who was willing to give a swab of their vag liquid, ugh. It isn't these women. I can tell you that, right?
Definitely not.
I'm telling you now, it was some homeless bitch who needed $50. She's like, yeah, sure, I'll give you a swab. Ooh. That's what it is. That's insane. Bad ideas in brewing. Yeah, I would say it's a bad idea. So they couldn't get the funding for this, shockingly. And then some guy said, yeah, I'll give you some money for this. And they got it made. I don't know how legit this is. I don't know if you can buy it. I guess you can, but it's odd. they use the bacteria of a vagina. There's nothing about that would make me want to. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I really am. I don't really know what to say about it. Let's see, what does it say? The crucial part of the project is to ensure the safety of the product. The procedures of isolation and preparation prevent other bacteria from surviving, providing the final product clean and healthy. In addition, we examine the product on presence of other viruses. The findings will be published on our website to make you completely sure it's healthy.
Viruses?
Yes, because I assume, because it's these two sexy women, of course.
Right.
So it can't possibly have any, disease or anything in it. I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't know. And also, it takes 2 to 3 months to get. They're trying to get people to do it, but nobody's really biting. Nobody really wants it.
I don't imagine.
Is that strange?
No.
The names of their beer, they have the Lady Godiva, which is a sour ale with English hops.
Oh, God. Who would want to drink anything sour?
I want the sour vagina beer. What is that? Cleopatra. Oh, God. See, all of these, now all I'm thinking of is vagina.
Oh,
Cleopatra is milk stout. So there's a milky one.
Nice try.
Isis is the sour ancient wheat ale.
Isis?
Mm-hmm, like the goddess Isis. The Mona Lisa, which is a brown sour ale with wood chips. The Aphrodisia, which is a wheat ale made with straw and grape juice.
I'm gluten intolerant. I couldn't drink that one.
The Blonde Ale, made with the vaginal Jamie Lynn, with the vaginal lactic acid bacteria of a blonde-haired model or celebrity.
Liar.
The BDSM Ale, which is a sour ale made with smoked plums, vaginal acid bacteria of a redhead or brunette model. Okay. And there's a picture of a naked girl with a beer bottle up her ass. That's nice. That's classy.
Oh.
That's real classy. Is that for the next batch? Jesus fucking Christ. Men, you are pigs. Why?
These guys are gross.
Out of the 150,000 euros that they're asking for, they've raised 1,500 euros by 59 backers. So in other words, this isn't going to happen anytime soon. Nobody wants vagina beer, dude. Nobody wants vagina beer. So there you have it, everyone.
That's that was pretty disgusting.
Yes.
It's not often that I get queasy. But
well, I mean, I would rather have the chocolate anuses than that.
Well, those are just chocolate. It's just in an anus mold.
Yes, and we are going to get those one day somehow. We will find a way.
I know, it's just the backlog of orders is
everybody wants
problem.
some. Everybody wants the chocolate.
Everybody wants some.
Exactly. Okay, let's go ahead and get to our H-Uglee and Awkward Moments of the week, Vagina Edition. I have 2 stories.
Oh.
Callie once used Nair on my bikini zone and it worked great, so I thought, why not hit up the lower area too? I applied the Nair on my vagina and after a few minutes I realized I was burning my labia off.
Ow.
I went into my room, applied aloe vera directly into my snatch, which made it burn even more because apparently that's not made for vaginas either. The next day my vagina was swollen shut.
Oh my God.
You know exactly what that feels like.
I do.
I can't remember what you had an allergic reaction to something though. It wasn't Nair or aloe. I can't remember specific. Was it lube? Wasn't it like a lube or something?
No, it was a numbing agent because I had a gentleman caller at my house, and we decided to venture into the anal region.
The ass play.
I had like I said, I had a numbing agent, so I applied that first. Mm-hmm. And apparently it slid down because things got a little sloppy. It slid down into my vaginal area. So after he left, because it was just a quick call, I said I felt like really throbby. And so I went in the bathroom and I got a mirror and looked, and my whole labia looked like a orange slice.
Oh my God.
And so naturally I called Stephanie. And
it's like, which one of my sisters is the whoriest? Stephanie!
Hey, it ebbs and flows who you called, with what's going on with everyone's life.
I get it. Trust me. There are certain sisters for certain emergencies. I know who to call when it's necessary.
Right. So that's what happened with me. But I understand how it could swell shut.
Did you take Benadryl? That got rid of it, right?
Benadryl and a warm bath, and
God.
wiped everything off and
sanitize that place like a hotel room. God damn. Okay, second H-Ugly and Awkward Moment, Isabel. And this is from when she was youngin'. I fell asleep on the bus and I bled through my black leggings. Well, we've all done that.
Yeah.
They were soaked when I got to school, and I didn't want to sit anywhere and leave another puddle of blood. So I decided to sit on my foot because I thought it'd eventually dry. I was wearing white Keds that day, so when I got up, my entire foot was covered in period blood.
She'd just call home.
I still haven't forgiven my vagina.
Yeah, really. God, when you're a teenager too, your periods are like, a shark scene.
They're so unforgiving. Your body absolutely betrays you at every corner.
I was riding home on the bus and I had my first period, and when I got up, I had 2 soaked butt cheeks.
And you were probably wearing like jeans.
I was wearing a denim skirt. So as soon as I got home, I looked on the back and I just had 2 red circles on my butt.
Oh no. God.
Fortunately, remember those Esprit backpacks? They weren't even backpacks, they were bags.
Yeah.
So I flipped it over my back and I hoped that it just covered my butt. But I looked at the chair as I was leaving and there was like blood all over the chair.
You're like, all right, well, good luck, everybody.
Like, see ya.
Good luck, everybody else. Oh my God. Yeah, periods are the worst. I'm trying to think. Well, I remember I still to this day bleed through. I still have periods from hell. Mm-hmm. I mean, not every month, but it's just so unforgiving. And I told Daryl, I'm like, you know what? I can see why at some point in a woman's life they go, menopause, thank God, finally. Because everything else can be dealt with. You can deal with excessive hair or whatever. All of those things can be addressed cosmetically, but the bleeding and the cramping and the hormone, oh my God, it's just brutal. At some point, you're like, I'm glad I can't have any more children. Jesus, I'm done.
Right.
Please put it to an end. So, but yeah, when you're young, oh man, there's no rhyme or reason. It's chaos. It's just, one time I had a panic attack at JCPenney.
I know it's not funny. I'm just...
No, I was like 13 years old. I'd had like 2 periods in my whole life, and I didn't realize I was getting ready to have another. This was my first experience with true PMS. Because when you first get your period, there's really no PMS because you don't really know. Because you're hormonal for so long before you actually get your period that you don't really realize anything.
You PMS for like a year before you know.
Shit, please. Olivia is PMSing right now and she won't have her period for 5 more years. It's an onslaught of hell for women. Anyway, this was my first experience with PMS, and I was having some kind of panic attack because I thought I was dying, of course, as usual, normal for me. And I thought something was wrong. I was getting some kind of migraine. My ears were ringing. I had cramps. And all I remember, even to this day, we were with our stepmom, and she was in line buying us school clothes. And I remember standing next to a mannequin that had no face. It was like one of those white mannequins that weren't real people.
Right.
Just bodies. I just remember looking at the pastel outfit because it was the 80s and going, I really wish I could have that outfit. and Wendy, our stepmom, she's like, oh my God, what's the matter? And, because she was only like 23. I mean, she was a kid. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I want my mom. And she's like, oh my God, okay. We like dropped everything and left. It was ridiculous. Oh my God. It was a nightmare. It was PMS. I mean, everything, hormones. It's Maybe we should have been regulated with some kind of medication. You know?
Yeah, really. I wonder if there is medication for like hormones, for like PMS.
Yeah, it's called the pill.
Oh, birth control pill.
They put kids, they put girls on the pill, man. I wouldn't do that though. I'd get fat. I can't do it.
Well, when I first went on the pill, I got like ginormous boobs and I kept throwing up.
I'm going to say it didn't work for you.
No, it wasn't the right one for me.
No, it wasn't. All right. Well, thank you for your ugly and awkward moments. We always appreciate submissions. We are getting submissions, but I want more. I want some more submissions, you guys. You have them too. I know you do. That's why you listen to our show. So send them in via Facebook or Twitter or our website, by all means. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask you, Paula, before we close the show. Mm-hmm. One of our listeners reached out to me and wanted to know if we would be interested in giving people advice.
Oh.
Friendship, relationship, any kind of advice. Like, could we be a source of advice for others? I said yes.
Yeah, contingent on the fact that we can't be responsible for the outcome.
Because what works for us tends to not work for others. But it just, you never know.
Sometimes it doesn't even work for ourselves.
And so I may set up something to see if people are interested in submitting questions for advice. And it could be anything. Literally. I mean, don't ask me about love advice because I'll just tell you to break up with them and walk away. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, there could be other things. So, something to think about.
Okay.
I may, and you should as well, Paula, solicit the question and just say, if we did advice, if we had a segment about giving advice to people, would you do it? Would you be interested in hearing it? I would do it. I mean, I have a wealth of opinions. I have no problem sharing my opinion. It just tends to not be the one you expect. That's what I've come to learn. When people ask me questions, they go, "Wow, I never even looked at it like that." So I don't know how helpful it will be, but I'm certainly welcome. I welcome the questions.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, then we'll research that and see what happens.
Yes. Or if you're just ready to send questions, send them.
Yeah, by all means, send it to us. You know, all of our social media stuff. Our website, uglytruth.com, is always available to you, and we have a contact button there. So please submit your questions, and if we get any, we will answer them.
Sounds good to me. Well, I think that's a wrap for this week. So have a good Wednesday and enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you on Sunday.
Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.